So now we have moved to another level of criminality within our voting process, which is that people now buy vote. And why are people buying vote? It became very obvious in Ondo. That was the first place we saw the practice, where they say, Dibo ko sobe, that you should vote so that you'll be able to cook soup, pot of soup. So it means that those in power deliberately impoverished our people, make them paupers, so that they can sell their vote on election day. So it's because the vote matters, and that's why the vote is being, put out for sale, and that's why people are buying it. But one critical aspect, one very important aspect that you should not forget, is that we must, as a collective, who are willing to bet a new Nigeria, in our consciousness, in our state of mind, we must now organize in a way that on that day of a coalition, on the polling unit center that we have voted, the vote will be announced, the vote will be tallied, it will be recorded in what we call from EC8A. As soon as it's recorded from EC8A, don't leave there. Let it be uploaded using the IRF Beavers machine to IRF. As soon as it's uploaded, you can go home. The problem we have today is that people don't wait for the process to be concluded. And because of that, because it's not concluded, you now leave those appointed by INEC, who are also beholden to certain political forces, at the coalition center alone, they end up transferring our vote to whoever they feel they can transfer it to. Look, for instance, Peter Obi won over 900 and something votes in Lagos in 2023. Close to 1 million votes. What was recorded by INEC was 500 and something thousand votes. Go to your YouTube, go and watch BBC investigation on the rigging that happened to Peter Obi. You watch the one that happened in Rivers State. The result was manipulated. Obi Akpo. Peter Obi won Rivers State, but it was given to Tinubu. It was BBC report. Premium Times also have it documented. I'm not saying what I do not. Documented. Until today, because the result was uploaded, if you go to IRF, you will still see that result there. The result that was announced against him. So it is we must, as citizens, now start to see, because our vote count and they are going to steal it, we act as the last line of defense for that vote and make sure that it is uploaded on election day. If it's uploaded on election day, then we will now start to use our vote to be able to create a government that will not only work for our people, but a government that will work for all of us. When bad people get into government by rigging the election, they will never serve your interests. Because that's why you see this manipulation, try to turn political party upside down, try to turn the judiciary upside down, try to turn the multi-party, the electoral system upside down, because they want to come back by, circumventing the processes and come through the back door again, and then start to make sure they give bad governance. So our vote counts, and you should believe in that voting process. And all of us must vote on election day. Without election, that ballot paper they give to each of you, good roads are on that ballot paper. Education is on that ballot paper. Healthcare is on that ballot paper. Security is on that ballot paper. If you give it to somebody who have no competence, who have no character, who have no compassion, who have no ability, then at the end of the day, what you will get will be the negative aspect of all these things I have mentioned. To tell you clearly, in my experience on this field, vote count. Don't sell your vote.
In 2023, the entire world watched how Peter Obi's votes were stolen and given to Bola Tinubu. We saw how Obiakpo local government votes were appropriated from Peter Obi and given to Bola Tinubu, which is alleged to be what made Wike minister today. Because nobody can argue that out of the goodness of Bola Tinubu's heart, it made Wike the FCT minister. Nobody can do that. But this is what happens when politicians steal elections and they cannot perform. It was in the same 2023 that Shetima, speaking in one of those forums, I think it was the accountant or the legal forum, when he represented Bola Tinubu, he said that Tinubu performed miracles in Lagos, and that when they become president and vice president, that Tinubu will be in charge of the economy, that he, Shetima, will be in charge of security. So the question I want to ask you today, what is the state of security in Nigeria today? Has Shatima or Bola Tinubu been able to fix it? What about that miracle that Tinubu performed in Lagos? What about it? Slowly, Nigeria's, we've slid into anarchy, but we just don't know it. But again, this is what happens when bad people are in places of government. When the current vice president, who was a governor at the time, was accused of of aiding and abetting terrorists, he denied it. That's the same vice president who said at the time that he was going to be in charge of security. So when information get out to Nigerians that our government is compromised, our security apparatus is actually compromised, our military is compromised, where bandits and terrorists are brought into our military, what do you think is going to happen to the country? When politicians impoverish the country and pay you 10,000 naira to vote for them, to buy your vote, and you sell that your vote for 10,000 naira only to be kidnapped and the ransom to be paid is 10 million naira, does that make sense to you? This is exactly what happened in 2023, and we've seen that continue all the way to this point, where the government has failed in its primary responsibilities, protection of lives and property. So in 2023, you sold your vote. In 2023, you helped them rig the elections. In 2025, you're paying for ransom. In 2025, you cannot travel your streets anymore, your roads, your villages anymore, because you're either going to be kidnapped or terrorists are going to take you into the bush, and the president cannot do anything. The vice president cannot do anything. And Nigeria is in a state of anarchy. We're constantly being told right now that Abuja is surrounded, Lagos is surrounded, Kwara is surrounded. It is slowly, this fire of terrorism is, ravaging the country, and we're just watching it as it spirals out of control. This is the country where we live in. So when you go to vote in 2027, I have said it from this channel many, many times. 2027 is the fight for the soul of our country. When you go to vote in 2027, if you like, sell your vote, you will suffer the consequences. Your children will suffer the consequences. Because you know what? When you vote and defend your vote and make sure that vote is counted and uploaded to IREV, you will get good security if you vote for the right person. You will get good government when you vote for the right person. You will get good roads, healthcare, your hospitals will work, your education will work. You have social and public amenities, pipe-borne water. One FCT governor and minister would not be celebrating for building, bus stop, and the president going to flag bus stop. This is how low or non-existent leadership is in Nigeria. So when the politicians impoverish you, they do that strategically because they know they will buy your vote so you can go and cook a pot of soup and then be kidnapped by the bandits, and then you would have to go and source out 10 million naira to vote, to pay the ransom. So it's not news anymore that when you rig elections for politicians, they are the ones that will benefit from it. Let me ask you, have you ever seen any politician's son going to fight for ballot papers? They don't. They're all abroad, studying in the finest schools where they have social amenities, electricity, lights. They have good roads and good schools off of the back of your commonwealth. The same people that rigged the election for Wike, that help him transfer the votes of PDP, of Peter Obi to Bola Tinubu, are they following Wike to the rest of the world? Or is it not Wike carrying his own children, showing them the ropes of governance? And you're sitting right down there, you're fighting on behalf of Wike or Tinubu Akpabio. When the president of our country was accused of being a drug baron, you heard many of those accusations during the 2023 election. You heard that Shatima was alleged to have been a terrorist, sympathizer or been a terrorist because some terrorist was found in his home. When the Senate president is still under investigation by the EFCC, do you think anything good will come out of this same government? That's why I told you, we're falling into the hands of the wrong people. And I can guarantee you, there's nothing that Tinubu can do to fix the problem. Nigeria is in a quagmire. Nigeria is in a place where there's no hope. Under Bola Tinubu's government, more Nigerians have been thrown into multidimensional poverty. See, Tinubu exemplifies poor leadership or the lack of leadership. Tinubu exemplifies a government that is corrupt. Tinubu's government exemplifies a compromised government. Do you understand? Tinubu must have made a compromise to get Shetima, an accused terrorist sympathizer, to be his vice president. And we folded our hands and watched as they rigged the elections. The judiciary has been compromised. INEC has been compromised. The military is compromised. The police is compromised. Nigeria is compromised. That's why there's no political will to solve this problem of insecurity. That's why there's no political will to stop these Fulani herdsmen killing Nigerians all over the place. Nigeria has become the most dangerous ground to live, especially for Christians. Abduction today, abduction tomorrow. The president has no solution because he was never meant to be our president. So incapacitated that he cannot even move. But where we find ourselves right now, in spite of all the political defections to the APC, as Nigerians are getting killed every day, they keep praising the man who has not done anything. But yet Nigerians are getting killed. Nigerians are dying on a daily basis. So my question to you right now, are you going to vote for this kind of person? Are you going to vote for this kind of administration? Or are you going to look at your life and say, we have to defend ourselves? Enough of this calamity that you've called a government. We don't have a government in Nigeria right now. If not, Nigerians will not be sacrificed on the altar of political ego and political ambition. That's where we are right now. Nigerians have become sacrificial lamb, from the northeast to the northwest to the central, to the middle belt, to the south-south, to the southwest, to the southeast. Nigerians have become sacrificial lamb. It's enough. We need to call these things for what it is. And you need to remember, in 2027, if you sell your vote, you will pay the consequences. It's as simple as that. Again, let me remind you, when you vote, on your vote, you will get good road, hospitals, schools, security, good leadership, future for your children. But when you sell your vote, you get the negative outcome as we're currently getting right now. So I want to encourage you to share this video. Let others know. Let others be aware of what is going on in our country. We need to sensitize them and sanitize their minds. Recommend this channel. Like this video. And subscribe if you've not done so, because when you subscribe, you help us push this content out to more people. And remember, your voice counts. 2027 is the fight for the soul of our country, and Nigeria must be great, whether or not our politicians like it. As always, I will catch you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.